because it is a first or single round robin rather. This will be the only time until postseason that we see Weibo versus Top Esports.
Yeah, and that's why every single win matters, as we have WeiboGaming now 1-up against Top Esports as we enter into banning phase. But this time around, Top Esports are the ones that take away this Milio, so I wouldn't be surprised if they also take away something like that Nico, which we've seen Xiaohu pilot very well.
I'm looking at big meta picks. I'm looking at what Jackie Love is going to grab this time. We have the red side pick for Wayward as well, potentially. But we did actually see top lane matchups picked very early in game number 1. We get the Aphelios ban, though, from Weibo towards Top Esports. So not trying to give that easy answer here and the meta pick over to them. They want, it seems like at this point, want to force Top Esports into a very aggressive 2v2 down there. We get the Yuumi ban, though, from Top Esports as well. So they are sticking to the meta bans.
Yeah, my biggest question is how will Top Esports utilize this counter pick that will be either towards the bottom side or Wayward in that isolated 1v1 towards the top, but we will have to wait and see, because I keep saying that if Top Esports, they're going to continue this kind of whoopee trend where they go with something that isn't standard towards that bottom lane, that might catch WeiboGaming off guard, as that is going to be the Vi taken away. So Top Esports, they're most likely going to let open the Wukong and the Nico, but WeiboGaming, they can only choose one, right?
Can only choose one. We'll see what the final ban is from Top Esports. Maybe just trying to take that Nico away, because I feel like giving that to Xiaohu is going to be even more terrifying. No, it's going to be the Maokai versus Weiwei they want to take away, because, again, it provided so much pressure around the objectives.
Alright, WeiboGaming just lock in the Nico and give the Wukong to Tian. As we saw in that game 1, although he had a really good matchup, I'm assuming something like the Annie and Wukong for Top Esports in this game 2 would also be fine. But no, K'Sante also led through the first banning phase, and it's going to get insta-locked by the Shine. He's very comfortable with whatever matchup you throw at him when it comes to this blind K'Sante.
So this is an obvious change in strategy going in game 2 for Weibo. They go away from the Nico, which was available as a first pick, maybe waiting to see if Top Esports are confident on that one for a second time around, but they go with something that the Shy is so confident on the K'Sante. It'll be the second time this split he's been able to whip it out, but it will just end up being that Nico and maybe a little bit of aggressive bot lane for TES. Still is the Zeri on the table.
Oh, yep, most definitely. But my biggest concern for Top Esports is, yes, you've shown a very solid type of team identity for Wayward. He looks excellent on those frontline engages, like the K'Sante, the Gragas, and the Sion. But once this K'Sante champion is in the enemy's hand, do you really have an answer for this champion when it especially comes to the side lane? Because in my opinion, champions like the Gragas and the Sion, they barely go even as you want to look for those 5v5s. But the Shy, I mean, he is more than happy to take that matchup and kind of push towards the side lane and have that extra bit of pressure. But as a response, the Zeri has been left open. Maybe something like the Zeri and Lulu gets locked in for WeiboGaming right here, because I really don't enjoy Zeri with anything else outside of Lulu and Yuumi.
I'm just so worried. We're looking at the same situation as last time, where they just don't have a lot of range on their damage. You're going to have to be able to follow up. We obviously know Lucian's in the LPL can be so strong, but let alone Jackie Love and Mark on the Lucian Nami. But I still look at just the brass tacks of range advantage in sustainability for Weibo. That'll be very strong.
WeiboGaming already locking in 2 great scaling champions when it comes to that late game, and we keep highlighting this. Rookie and Tian really need to start working on their synergy and start forcing plays around their bottom lane duo, which will be the Lucian and Nami for this game too. Very similar to what Draven and Pyke want to look for in that early game, but we will have to wait and see what Tian decides to pick for his jungler, as we will expect a lot of those jungle bans to be coming out of WeiboGaming. Something like the Wukong or the Nocturne could be considered here. I'm not going to be the biggest fan if Tian locks in something like the Viego, which could be a potential champion, but no, WeiboGaming, they're gonna get rid of Wayward's Nah.
I'm here for the Kazakhs. I want to see the Tian Kazakhs come through yet again. I doubt we'll get it, but maybe a little bit of give to Tian here to get him going off the ground in this game number 2. We did get that Annie and the Gragas ban, though, from Top Esports, and the Gnar ban into the K'Sante matchup, and maybe even whittling down this top pool a little bit more for Weibo.
Yeah, and that's also the Gragas taken away for the side of Top Esports, but we still have champions like the Kazakhs, like you said, available for both of these junglers. I'm assuming Weiwei, he can also lock in something like the Sejuani for extra bit of synergy with the Cassante and the mid laner, but I'm sure Xiaohu, he's going to lock in something that is going to be the Syndra that can do wonders up against this Nico. But for the game 2, exact same mid and jungle for Rookie and Tien, but this time I want to see early aggression and I want to see fights forced.
That's what the biggest thing is you're gonna pick it a second time in a row. You gotta see an improvement from game number 1. You don't just want to see the same situation happen yet again. And I think this Tien Wukong can be very powerful. We saw how early aggression can pay off for him, but then it's about what happens afterwards, where Tien delivers the rest of those resources. And he's gonna have to find a way to deal with that with a very aggressive Sejuani and set up potential from the Sejuani for Weiwei.
I'ma have to say it, Top Esports, that final pick is gonna be Sion, and it's gonna be the most underwhelming counter pick to come out of 2023 blind whatever.
Oh, look at the Xiaohu Talia.
Ooh, we have Talia getting locked in, not the Syndra. Interesting. As the final pick, no, it's not going to be Sion. I completely forgot about Malphite, but I would love to see either Malphite or Gwen, as Gwen, you do have that extra bit of a, I guess, threat in terms of the side lane, and you will eventually outscale this pick, but we'll have to wait and see what Weiwei decides to lock in. But yes, back onto the Talia. This is going to be an iconic champion for Xiaohu coming into this game too, having a lot of that disengage for something like the Nico and Wukong and the Lucian that desperately want to be dashing forwards.
And Xiaohu has like a 75% win rate on the Talia. Also, it just fits his style. The man wants to affect other lanes a lot of the time in his past, right? Level 6 for Talia is such an unlocking factor with the Weaver's Wall. And we've seen in the past on this pick, he gets active, trying to get away from Rookie potentially here on the Nico, trying to shut that pick down. But Weibo have set themselves up with a powerful team fight comp here going in this one, and execution is now in the court of TES.
There's just so many comforts coming online for WeiboGaming. Xiaohu on the Talia, the Shy on Cassante, and Weiwei having such a great champion that enables both of these solo laners to really just play towards their isolated matchup. But once again, I'm very excited for Top Esports because they have the tools to set up for those mid-game skirmishes. You have Weiwei playing something like the Sion where he can honestly be the first engage. And please, Tien, play around your bottom side, shut down the Zeri early on, because we all know what this lawnmower Zeri can do once those items come online.
We're getting onto the Rift for game number 2 now. We got brotherly blood being spilled on the Rift for a second time. Rookie and Jackie Love versus the Shy, Tien versus Crisp. But it's Weibo that came out with a 1-0 start to this best of 3. We're getting right back to our match of the week, as we're going to hope the Jio is ringing even louder this time, as Top Esports versus WeiboGaming. Game 2 kicks off now. A little bit louder the second try there, but I love to hear the crowd still in it, still with it, as we have some of our best players on display tonight. Speaking of all the world champions you could ever ask for, but specifically looking at where some of these world champions are be focusing. We heard Xiaohu looking at how he lanes against Rookie, but I'm now looking at Tien to be the saving grace of Top Esports at this point.
Yeah, and we saw how great Top Esports looked in that first 10 minutes, shutting down Weiwei and bullying him outside of his own jungle, where you see a really nice ward that will spot out this initial invade for the side of WeiboGaming. And yes, go towards your top side. He's not even going to bother trying because you have no priority when it comes to mid and bottom for the time being. But we potentially can see a much cleaner gameplay coming out of Tien and Rookie, because I still think Nico gets a slight push up against Talia when it comes to the individual matchup, and hopefully Rookie will utilize that and start leaning towards his bottom side, because we see that Mark, he is a great enchanter when you give him the opportunity to do so, but he needs a team and he needs some setup.
I do appreciate just that early aggression from Jackie Love and Mark, needed especially, but Tien will go for a full bottom side clear of Weibo's jungle. Spotted out on the Krugs here, probably a little bit of aggression given back over, but Tien trying to split the map a little bit here, and rightfully so, maybe trying to give himself some more options than he had last game.
A really nice trade coming out of Jackie Love, utilizing that level 2 power spike. Are they going to look for a dive onto Light? I don't think so, because you have 3 more pots in the Zeri's pockets.
Weiwei's bolting it over here. He's like, I smell something
can
fishy
tell,
going on bottom
something.
side. Yeah, all right, Tien's going to find the engage here.
polymorph.
Doesn't really have follow-up. Decent amount of damage from Jackie Love, but now they are way overextended as Weiwei will show up. Weibo just try to fight for their lives as the turret's taking out the waves here. Light trying to scoop up a little bit of those minion farms, but TES trying something bot lane early again.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but Light lost his cannon minion from that dive, so that's an overall dub for the side of Top Esports with how they're already putting that pressure onto the Zeri and Lulu and not giving them the space to slowly scale towards those items. But this is a really good start for the side of Top Esports so far, but I think something that was also really clever is that when WeiboGaming's bottom lane was level 2, Chris went the polymorph, and that bought a lot of time for Weiwei to make it back to the bottom side.
It definitely did, and timing is going to work out beautifully for Weibo now as they go back up towards this top side. Weiwei just taking away the Skeleton Crab. Should have renewed focus from Tien after he got that reset to, or after he's looking for the reset to come back towards bottom lane, but he's actually going towards his top side. He has so many jungle camps to clear here. He has a extravaganza in front of him.
Yep, and I do want to highlight that it's pretty surprising to think that Top Esports, they decided to default to the Scion as that final pick for this team composition, because I would have loved to see... Oh my god, he's dead!
Still dies! Solo bolo for Rookie!
The Scorch coming out of Rookie just finishes Xiaohu off, even burning that flash as well.
Well, now I'm starting to question the Talia pick in the mid lane. Rookie gonna find a lot of potential prowess in the mid lane just looking at that matchup. You cannot have that happen for Weibo, right? You were fishing for 6, you're waiting to get out of lane, and now Rookie has control.
There's also double Summoner's Burn for the mid laner of WeiboGaming, so Weiwei not having that kind of stability like the Jace in that game 1. How is he going to kind of respond to this type of game state? But we'll take another look. I'm assuming it was just a route into a Q, because Nico's Q damage is so insanely high with how she's been ulted. The final Q connects onto this with that passive from the 3rd order, and of course the Scorch to seal the deal. The Comet didn't even hit, by the way, but it was a dub because he got the flash out of Xiaohu.
I'll just say a little bit of a slap on the wrist there for Xiaohu. I don't know why he stepped back up towards Rookie, but Rookie will take that every time he can. Now, Leon on the back foot in this mid lane, maybe setting up Rookie for success. We again saw him have so many big engages with no follow-up for his team. Now with 1 kill, maybe you have a little bit more confidence coming out of that mid lane now.
Yeah, hopefully that Rookie will also start utilizing this amount of pressure towards the side lane. Something that I do want to see out of Top Esports is, the TP's already been spent by Wayward, but something common out of these Scions is that once they hit level 6, they will just force an ultimate towards that bottom side, get the flashes out of the Zeri and Lulu, and put them in an uncomfortable situation, but not having that TP available doesn't allow for that to happen for the side of Top Esports. But Dragon is up and available, and we do have this Nico having first move.
We were looking for proactivity from Tien, and they are looking proactive as ever. The polymorph comes through. Light's trying to get out, does flash, but Crisp will take the brunt of the damage from TES. He goes down. That's 2 kills now on the board for Top Esports, and specifically, one of those has gone to Jackie Love.
It wasn't just 2 kills. Look at the amount of CS that Light is missing out on towards this bottom side, where Weiwei, he is just sniffing for that experience. But it's also going to be the Dragon started up for Top Esports, and a much better early game for this game too.
They split the map early, and they continued playing towards their win conditions. It wasn't Tien just running away from bottom lane after that early fight. And that's the kind of renewed focus from Top Esports we were expecting. Red side working out very well for them, as we did get that 1v1 on the top side between the Shy and Wayward. That Dragon finally goes over to top.
Something annoying in the Cassante vs Sion matchup is, yes, you do go relatively even. The Cassante will never be able to solo you unless you get to very low HP after bad trades. But this Cassante, with the Demolish, he can look for those tower plates early on to the game, and that's where the gold starts snowballing for this champion in particular. But you see now Tien making his way towards his Rift Herald. The Shy has to be a little bit careful because his jungler is towards that bottom side.
He does. He's playing with a lot of confidence up here, though, and I guess that's the mark of the second game so far. Not the Bart lane for TES. But especially the way that Weibo are playing, I feel like they're very reserved right now. And while we do have 2 kills with top Esports, they're saying, you know, hold on, the game's not over just yet, although the Shy gets his backstop, so maybe the game's over at this point. But you still have the Zeri, the Lulu, a lot of strength when you pull this composition together, and Tien going to go ahead and start this Rift Herald.
I really thought he was going to go mess with the Shy on that top side just a little bit, but no, it is going to be the safer route. The Rift Herald gets secured by the side of top Esports. You see a much better synergy coming out of Rookie and Tien for this game too. That's exactly what you want. But WeiboGaming, as long as they cut the bleeding right now and they slow down the tempo, I wouldn't be too surprised if Light can still recover from whatever happened from that bottom side. But now he's currently down 20 CS, and this Lucian has a BF sword and serrated Dirk, so they can't go for bad trades, especially when Nami has that type of healing ability.
All right, I got an elephant in the room type of question right now, Kitty. What the heck is up with this Felipe? I love the comfort for Xiaohu. I love that he has such a high win percentage on this champion. This was picked into the Nico, and we have seen nothing but Xiaohu under tower this entire game.
I mean, there's a reason why Nico is an S tier mage champion when it comes to the current meta. She will constantly get lane parity, but I'm sure that Xiaohu, he wanted to utilize his ultimate and kind of force these side lane plays and kind of cover for Light and Chris as that reactive mid laner. And of course, you have such a great ability with how you're able to kind of lay down the stones with that E and stop the initial dashes from Rookie and Tien and Jackie Love on the solution for the game too. So I get the idea. But that solo kill going over towards the side of Rookie just kind of shut down the confidence that you have in Xiaohu, and he hasn't been able to find the angles to really step up in that lane.
Yeah, team fights are where they come alive, right? Like that worked ground, everything working out for Weibo later on, but the pressure from top Esports has been monumental. And we'll see actually the Rift Herald charging in the bottom side. Gonna be close to getting that turret, but that is 4 plates that have already gone down to the duo of Jackie Love and Mark.
And all I'm gonna say is top Esports, you have a great early start, but one of their biggest downfalls is forcing team fights without a number, with no numbers advantage, and they often throw. But that's 5 plates into the hands of both Jackie Love and Tien, so we're gonna get a Sunderers on this Wukong very soon. And an Essence Reaver for this Lucian. I want to see them forcing these fights when we do have the bottom lane duo rotating towards that mid lane very soon, but we'll have to wait and see what their approach is.
That's such an early tower. Like 10 minutes and 20 seconds in, they've already gotten 5 plates on bottom side. They'll be able to move Jackie Love now around the rest of the map, try to pick up more plates, and snowball this Gale Force completion that Jackie Love has.
Yeah, and that's a huge power spike for this Lucian as well. I'm wondering if Mark had the Imperial Mandate. I wasn't too sure. I didn't catch that. No, it's still one more wave before this Nami hits her 1 item spike as well. But with the dragon spawning in 1 minute, I don't think WeiboGaming are in the correct game state to contest for this, so they should just let this open while they collect CS into the pockets of this Cassante and Zeri towards his mid lane.
Got a little bit of a gold graph diff going on right now with Jackie Love.
Light is sitting at the bottom above those 2 supports.
They've just seeded this because they're playing the Long Kong right now, right? For Weibo, they are just looking for this scaling composition to come online, even if top Esports are pressing them. And to some point, you know, the dam will break. But for now, things are looking okay. You're about to give over some more plays to Jackie Love. And maybe that's not as okay, but they're trying to capitalize on mid lane.
But you have to remember, Mazel, like that being down 50 CS, yeah, really painful ultimate coming out of Jackie Love, but I wanted to highlight that you have to remember being down 50 CS, it's eventually going to turn out to be 1 kill, 300 gold. Although this area is 0-0-0, you can't keep kind of turtling in like this. However, Top Esports, they're shutting down all the angles for WeiWei to really help out the Zeri and Lulu towards that bottom side. And now Jackie Love looking for more plates in this mid lane.
And TES just seemingly off of the focus from Tien towards what we stated from the very beginning was his duo carry potential in Rookie and Jackie Love has worked out very well, right? They game planned to separate the map, try to pick this TES comp apart. Jackie Love, though, you're all by yourself. That will be the cleanse used for the Glacial Prison of WeiWei, so not too bad, but something to be revisited for sure.
The play just looked too damn tasty, okay, Mazel? You had the support and your jungler kind of hovering towards that bottom side. You were alone. There was no need to be stepping that far up, but Jackie Love -1 cleanse. That's going to be an angle for WeiboGaming to follow up with very soon.
As a second dragon for Top Esports as the Mountain Soul comes online. Maybe giving Xiaohu a little bit of a buff here with these choke points. And that, honestly, I know I don't talk about Dragon Souls being super important all that often. We were talking a little bit about it last game with the poke potential in the Infernal Soul. But, man, if Weibo could roll a good soul, it was this one. I guess so, 2-2D TS, though.
Yeah. I mean, Wayward on the Scion is going to be pretty annoying for Light to deal with, especially when you don't have that Titanic Hydra into the pockets of the Zeri just quite yet, being down such significant gold for the time being. But I still feel like WeiboGaming, as long as there is not a chaotic fight towards the next Rift Hold, or at least around the 20-minute Baron, where it does result into a Baron and Top Esports can utilize that to start kind of closing in on the macro game, they should be fine for the time being.
How you feeling about that most underwhelming counter pickup here for Top Esports? the Scion versus the Shy matchup, you know?
It's been working out for Top Esports so far as we approach week 3, but I'm sure that you can't always just default into the Scion as that last pick and letting something like the Cassante free scale on that side lane where it just forces you to kind of play for these 5v5s in the mid lane. As you only have that one type of playstyle for Top Esports so far. There might be a fight starting up very soon though.
This is not necessarily something Weibo want to take right now, but they are positioning like they do. They're in a choke point, and all of a sudden your front line is out of there. Pop Blossom from Rookie over the wall, right onto the back line, and Top Esports have arrived in our series as they take down Crucial member Light. There is still a fight to be had, but more so a Rift Tear to be secured by Top.
Top Esports woke up. It's such an insane difference from Game 1 to Game 2. Well, like you said, they now secure the second Rift Herald of the game, going to the hands of Tien.
Night and day difference from game number 1, but it was the flank set up by Rookie. We said how important this man is and how reliably they go to him for permanent engage potential. They just bait out the early fight. Nobody realizes Rookie's around the corner, and here you go.
Yeah, there was absolutely no vision for the side of WeiboGaming to be walking up. You see a final ward placed by Chris, but that's already too late. I believe Rookie was already channeling his Pop Blossom. But the gold lead is going to get out of control as the E does connect onto this support. But I was saying you have to total in for the time being, but that fight kind of blew out the gold lead out of as an explosion.
Oh. I'm trying to find Rookie. Xiaohu with the lockdown. Finally, the Talia making something happen here. Rookie goes down. Oh, he's not even going to give it to the Shy. As I thought a little bit better.
What?
Oh my God! Jackie Love just eliminated Crisp.
You sure there was a support there? Was that not just thin air? How did the Lulu just die in 0.5 seconds?
Man, this gold lead is being pounded to the front door of Weibo. And trying to look at this tier 2 tower in the mid lane now. The Shy got a response in top side, but it is literally pity prizes at this point for Weibo. And Top have come alive again in the second game. The duo of Rookie and Jackie Love so integral to get this team off the ground, and here we are.
Yeah, and this is why Jackie Love and Mark, once you give them a winning lane matchup and you have reinforcements coming in, I mean, that's just a normal combo coming out of this Lucian and Nami with the Imperial Mandate and, of course, the Gale Force. But that's going to be RFC getting picked up by Jackie Love. We kept saying how this team composition, they lack the range, but not anymore because now Jackie Love sitting on that 2 items at 17 minutes. I'm not too sure if WeiboGaming, they can find or at least cut the bleeding. They need to start looking for picks with the Sejuani and Xiaohu, which we haven't really seen a lot of these proactive plays out of the Tilly just quite yet.
And there's not really many picks you can find necessarily. I mean, a 6,000 gold deficit at 17 minutes is insane. The mountain you're going to have to climb to get out of this one is a tall one. And we have the crown completed for Xiaohu, so going even more defensive, waiting on damage. And at this point, I don't see damage coming out from Weibo at all.
Look, I'm going to predict the future. If WeiboGaming want to win this game, they're going to hold off until 40 minutes. Because, like he said, the Shattered Crown getting picked up for Xiaohu, he's not going to be doing damage until he picks up either the Rabadons, the Shadow Flame, and the Void Staff onto Wayward, which is going to be Mountain Soul Point, by the way, on this 3rd dragon. He's tanked a full combo and he's fine.
Even he is so tanky and he still took almost half his health and damage from Jackie Love. That second item completion does wonders for you as dragon number 3 comes up for top esports. And that means a timer has started for Weibo. About a 5-minute one to boot, or maybe even more. Oh no, Crisp. This just ain't your game, bro. As Light is out of there, but Crisp has been turned into a crispy piece of toast. And the Shy about to join him as well. You got 2 slots in a toaster oven. And there goes your 2 slices of toast. The Shy and Crisp.
And top esports, they find their revenge onto Crisp on how he kind of styled on them in that game 1. But this game, I mean, the gold lead is so big. At 18 minutes, with the Baron also coming up very soon in around 1 minute, I don't think WeiboGaming can even contest in a straight-up 5v5 because of how much damage this Lucian has by itself.
This is the crazy thing, and we'll get to the full conversation after this. Chris just doesn't exist anymore. Yep. He will literally be blown up if he shows anywhere.
Lucian, E, Gale Force, and this Lulu is just straight up gone from existence. 2
autos in a Gale Force.
Yep. That's kind of what you expect when the Zeri is constantly down 3-4 waves in that early game. And you have 5 plates given over to Jackie Love and Mark in this early game. And it's great to see that top esports, they're snowballing with this type of gold lead given to them.
A 4-0 start for Jackie Love. He's definitely overwhelming the game right now on this Lucian. It's feeling really good. You also got the second item completion for Rookie, but this is the crazy part about the LPL, right? We've seen both these 2 teams lose games they shouldn't have lost. We've also seen them just not show up in situations, right? Weibo showed up game number 1. They were looking real good. Game number 2, where'd they go? Maybe they got stuck in the bathroom. But this is the kind of style that TES can do and force you into that does make these games look so one-sided.
Yeah, I feel like just Jackie Love and Mark, they've been having a specifically Jackie Love has been having a pretty consistent split so far into the summer. But my biggest question for top esports is, can they continue this consistency? Because they've had the most games played when it does come to a top ranking team. When these best of series, they've been taken to that 3rd game for a lot of them, and that is because of this game 1 type of performance that they showed us in the previous match, where you just see a bit of a disconnection from all these players. So hopefully with a bit more time they are able to mold that type of communication.
And still very far in the advantage is top esports right now. They'll just start up the Baron at this point, 21 minutes in, and force the hand of Weibo yet again, who at this point don't really have any answers unless they just want to force it.
And that's the Baron Force coming out of top esports. I mean, WeiboGaming, they don't even have an angle to even go in because they're just going to play front to back and instantly delete the Sejuani.
Okay.
We're
not going to flip the Baron today. All right. I saw Rookie wait in the side lane with the TP, but yeah.
But Mizel, at the very end, this is why I'm not a professional player. I do too many flips. I want a top esports to just finish the game with that final Baron Force, but no, they are going to play a bit more time. I believe the Lucian has hit his 3rd item. The LDR are getting picked up, so the Shy is even going to get melted if he's not too careful with how he positions himself in this team fight. But once again, they're going to regain that vision towards the top side. Don't look at 80 items. Just don't look.
Oh my god! It's not even 2 items completed for Light. We're 22 minutes in. It just feels really bad. And Crisp will just out on sight get murdered by Jackie Love, and TS are hunting.
And with this vision set up by Top Esports, Rookie can realistically look for another flank and get onto the backline of WeiboGaming. As you already see him doing that, just kind of sitting at the very back. He is going to get spotted out by a ward, but this is going to be the last hurrah from WeiboGaming if they want to deny this.
Got to get in here as TS are just looking to force the fight. And actually pull out of that one. 2,000 health on the Baron. Does go over TES.
It gets from bad to worse, Mazel. Mountain Soul spawning in 40 seconds. And Top Esports, they just secured themselves a 22-minute Baron. And this Lucian, like you've been saying, is going to slowly work towards that 4th item. We haven't seen a single Talia ultimate coming out of Xiaohu in this game.
I hate to be such a nitpicker, right? But man, this Talia pick was just not it. We saw it get pressed, solo killed, no pressure in mid lane, literally not a single ulti out of that mid lane. It's definitely something where Weibo just didn't have the right read to go into this composition for this one. But they're trying to find something here, even though they're 9 to 10,000 goal in the deficit. It's still Top Esports who are a bit hesitant. They want to make sure they have all their ducks in a row here, and it's looking like a Dragon Soul for them.
WeiboGaming trying to scrap the tiny win that they're going to be able to secure in that top side, but like you've been saying, Top Esports, they have so many great force ability towards this mid lane. I wouldn't be surprised if Weibo just ults down mid and gets a pick onto the bottom lane, and the game pretty much ends there, because we said that this Talia pick, it's a great team fighting champion that does deny a lot of that going forward ability like this Lucian and the Wukong. But now with the Mountain Soul, if you take a look at Xiaohu's build, he doesn't have any damage, and of course Light sitting on only the Trifles and the Runans. There's just absolutely no DPS coming out of these two for the time being, so they have to really play with the space and have to have a very slow team fight if they want to win the 5v5s.
And that Runans was just completed at 24 minutes and 20 seconds in or so. It was like 10 seconds. And so that means you're a long way from your 3rd item for this area where you really come online. And I don't know if Weibo are going to be working with that much time left on their clock, as a big amount of damage and a wild growth comes out from Crisp. You're down a member.
Not only down a member, but you're going to be down a tower in that top lane very soon as well. WeiboGaming, they're going to try force.
All right, they're going to pounce down onto Tien, who was all by his lonesome on the bottom side. Does end up getting picked out, and Xiaohu claims that kill. Rookie is looking to push down a tier 2 at top side, though, with the rest of his team. And they're looking at inhib towers now.
Mazel, they did the thing. They looked for a pick on the side lane with this Talia, but is it going to be enough?
Oh.
Weiwei's ultimate missed.
All right, they're going to TP in with the Shy just to push TS out. But here comes Rookie. 3 members right onto your back line. You step 1 inch too far, and Rookie cuts your foot off as the Shy goes down 2. And it's GG go next. It's been for a while at this point.
And Tien, who was just giving WeiboGaming a sign of hope, and it baits the entire WeiboGaming roster out of their own base. And like you said, Rookie landing an amazing Pop Blossom on this Nico. Top Esports redeemed themselves by taking this series to a 1-1.
That's where, like, literally the LPL has me holding my hands up in confusion so much. The night and day difference between Top Esports Game 1 and Game 2 is insanity to me. And we saw them dismantle, just like they got dismantled in game number 1, a WeiboGaming team that was looking to scale. Now, I'm just curious at what the heck we get for our game number 3 of this match of the week. There was no way we weren't going to 3 games, Kitty.